Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Triple B Experience podcast, where we're just not another podcast. We are an experience. We are the Triple B Trio. I'm Gary D. We have Caleb Thomas, a.k.a. Cable. And, of course, we have the one and only Bad Bubba Brewer. How's it going, gentlemen?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Cable.
How's it going, guys?
It's going as good as we can go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, Bubba, what do we got going on tonight?
Well, you know, the Triple B Experience has these great interviews, and I am ecstatic as always. Probably more ecstatic and more hyper than usual. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as electricity fills me like I feel like I'm the Hulkster, tonight we have actor, producer, 1984 winner of the Young Best Supporting Actor, 1987 nominee of Exceptional Performer by a Young Actor. He's been in many TV shows. He managed a sports and movie memorabilia collectible store. Also helped create celebrity trading cards, which I think this is effing cool. I really do. He's been in these iconic movies, The Toy, and the most epic Christmas movie of all time, A Christmas Story. It is my pleasure to introduce Scott Schwartz. Awesome. This is awesome.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Wow.
You like that?
Did he get that all right?
Bubba started talking. I'm like, who the hell is he talking about?
It must be tough to be so great you just forget about it, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, who did all that crap, you know?
No, that's
He's forgotten more stuff than we've accomplished.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. That's absolutely true. But welcome to the Triple B Experience podcast. We're ecstatic to have you on. When we were running through guests of people to have on, this was my get. You were the guy that I wanted the most. You were the top of my list.
Oh, cool.
Just because, you know, A Christmas Story is one of my favorite movies, whether it's, you know, Christmas time or not. But you know, you're most notable for that. But here at the Triple B Experience, we want to get to know you as a person and talk about some other fun stuff too. So we'll get into the Christmas Story stuff. But let's start at the beginning. You know, what were you like as
a poor black child in the South.
Righty.
You know?
Well, hey, you know, it could have been in a previous life. We don't know that, right?
Well,
but
can you
anyway.
switch to this life to be 6'3" black? I can play some basketball, make $35 million, no problem. I can take
there you go.
I wish I was a taller. I wish I was a taller. I wish I was a ball. Whatever the song was, right? But regardless, take us back. What were you like as a kid? Where'd you grow up? Where are you from? Those kind of things.
What'd you like to do?
I grew up in central New Jersey, about an hour from Manhattan. Fun, typical kid. Basketball, baseball, football, wrestling. I played it all. I loved it all, you know, and showbiz just kind of happened. It wasn't something that I went after or pursued. A gentleman that my dad and I knew from a movie club that we attended on Saturdays was producing a commercial and said, "Hey, I've known you for a while. You're very outgoing. Would you like to do something like this?" I mean, and it was a tough sale because, I mean, I grew up in central Jersey, and he says it's a Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink commercial. It's 3 days in Miami Beach with Yogi Berra from the Yankees.
Wow.
It doesn't get much better than that. That's amazing. How was Yogi with you? I have to ask.
He was great. No, he was fun. You know, he was great with kids anyway. He was great with everybody. I mean, he was just a down to earth, genuinely nice man. You know,
you a Yankees fan? Scott, was you a Yankees fan growing up?
Oh yeah, my guy was Thurman Munson.
Okay.
Oh, what a hell of a catcher!
Nice.
That was my guy growing up. You know.
Well, we're in misery here in Pittsburgh, as you probably already know that. But yeah, it is what it is, right?
And I spent way more time there than you could possibly imagine.
Really?
I had a friend of mine who played for the Pirates for several years, and he lived in Coriopolis.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It was 358 miles from my apartment to his house. And I made that trip so many times you have no idea.
Jeez.
We make the trip often as well. We like to go to Cape May. New Jersey. So one of our favorite spots. But no, that's awesome.
Right? Let me see. We could just keep talking, but no, I've come to Pittsburgh many times.
Nice.
Where's my lunch date? I know my lunch date is here somewhere. He has to be here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's just like, no, it's just a cool shot. And it's like, all right, fine, whatever. But, and there he is. So, of course, this would be, us a little bit older, but you'll certainly know who that guy is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, were you a Giants fan too? Did you make the trip to San Francisco as well?
Well, I moved to California in the beginning of 87. I moved to California, then I moved back in the beginning of 89. So I spent 89, 90, 91 going back and forth to many Pirates games. The championship series with Cincinnati in 90. I was staying at Barry's house in Pittsburgh, and I was staying at the Marriott in Cincinnati, and basically getting up in the morning, going to his room, showering, breakfast, go to the stadium, and then go back to Pittsburgh. And, back and forth. But
so how'd that friendship establish?
His dad was doing a charity event up the street from the shop I was working at. And I went up just to talk to his dad. I was, he played for the Yankees too,
Mm-hmm.
He's a hell of a ball player.
Yes, he was.
And we got to chit chatting. He's a fan. Barry's a monster fan, loves the toy. You got to meet him, blah, blah. Okay, fine, And the Pirates came out here, and this was in the beginning of 88. And Barry was already up, playing for the Giants, or playing for the Pirates. And we met, and we've been friends ever since.
That's amazing. So still to this day.
Still to this day.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
Was you at the game where Sid Bream? Was you at that game? It's very heartbreaking and wrenching in my soul. But was you at that game when we lost to the?
No, that was
Braves?
Atlanta.
Yeah,
I was back. I was at Barry's house in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the most crushing. Yeah. Okay.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, but it's like, what was it, Francisco Rodriguez or whatever the hell that kid's name was? I mean, he got like 50 hits his whole career, and that's the hit, and he drives Sid Bream in, and
and Sid ran with a bum leg, and he was like Steve Austin, the $1 Million Man, running around. It's crushing. It was crushing. Very crushing.
Yeah, but I love Three Rivers. That was always a fun stadium.
Yes. I was a season ticket holder for Steelers, so I actually got to be in the stadium for a long time. But it was something to watch a Steeler game and a Pirate game when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was better for baseball than it was football, but it was a unique stadium.
Yeah,
it really was.
And then, when Barry went to San Francisco, I became a Giants fan.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
there's another reason, too. I despise the Dodgers.
Okay. I understand that.
They beat the Mets. They beat the Mets in 88. And, it's really a funny story. It'll take me like a minute to tell you the story.
That's okay.
Spring training of that year, I had gone down to Florida, and I'm in a poker game with 5 of the Met guys. And one of the guys was into me for like $3,000, and he didn't have the money. And none of the guys, they don't loan guys money for poker debts. Yeah. You don't pay, you got to come up with something. So he said to me, any game this season, you have 4 tickets. We get to the playoffs, you can have 2 tickets for any playoff games, 2 games for any World Series. Great. The Mets go hog wild all year long. I must have gone to, 60, 70 games, whatever. I was flying all over the place. And the playoffs come, and they're playing the Dodgers. They were 13-1 that year against the Dodgers. So I'm making my flight arrangements, going back for the World Series, because there's no way they could lose a 7-game series to the Dodgers when they've been kicking the shit out of them all year. Mm-hmm. So the clinching game, I was sitting behind home plate, 1 deck up. I literally was like 201, and I was right over to home plate. And I sat there and watched a whole bunch of Dodger fans go nuts. And all I could sit there was curse these pricks out because I knew I wasn't going to the World Series. I will never be a Dodgers fan.
That's amazing. You know what's funny, Scott? Of course, Pirates are my number 1. The Giants are my number 2, and the Mets are my number 3. Don't ask me why. Those are just teams I've always followed and liked. But yeah, that's funny. That's interesting. But anyway, we can talk baseball all day if you want, but
but you want to talk about something else. I'm sure.
You said
whatever you want to talk about.
Your childhood, or your acting career started with a commercial, a Yoo-hoo, you said, and then what happened after that? I know, I believe Toy was your first movie.
Oh, but that's 5 years later. I mean,
okay,
I did 100 commercials, 100 plus voiceovers, Broadway, off Broadway, and then I did the Toy in March of '82.
Okay,
and so, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mav.
Any notable Broadway stuff that you did?
I did at the time the biggest flop non-musical in the history of Broadway, Frankenstein.
Oh wow, okay.
I played Dr. Frankenstein's younger brother. It was great.
That's cool.
I got killed every night on stage. It was great.
That's awesome. What'd you do for voiceover work?
Oh, Christ, you name it, I did it. Who the hell remembers? Dude, you're talking about how many years ago? 40 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember what I did yesterday, Scott.
No, we're talking about like 78, 79, 80. Yeah, you're talking 40, 41, 42 years ago?
Yeah.
You name it, I did it. It was just whatever.
Easy paycheck?
Voiceovers were great. They call you up and want you to come in. Great. You come in, you sit there with the mic. Okay, thanks for coming. And they pay you for that shit. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never heard anybody complain about it.
You were a hot commodity, so they came to you. So you got all this voice work and all this commercial stuff, and they came to you, or
my agent at the time, she just got the phone calls. I mean, it's one of those things, you have a good look as a kid, a cute look, whatever you want to call it. And I was fortunate enough.
Right. Me too, but I didn't get in.
I rode the ride, man.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. But I just want to ask a question about something else that you said earlier. You said you were into wrestling. So that's amazing. That's a big topic. We do a lot of pop
amateur. Did you amateur wrestle when you were younger?
No. I sort of pussyfooted around in high school. But my biggest problem was going to practice because I had auditions.
Okay.
And it was the same thing. Baseball, football, wrestling. You got to make a decision. Do you want to be on the wrestling team? You want to be in show business? And I'm looking at them like, really?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, as a kid, you loved to watch it.
Oh yeah. My grandfather got my mom into it. My mom got me into it. So, I mean, I started watching in like.
So you've been a wrestling fan all your life.
76, 70. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Madison Square Garden watching Bruno and superstar Billy Graham.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually never went to the Garden until I was ring crewing.
Ring crewing?
Mm-hmm.
You ring crewed for WWE?
WWF.
WWF. Okay, that's even better.
Dude, I was old school.
So what duties?
Very good distinction there.
What duties, Scott, did you have as the ring crew?
How's that?
I
mean, wow. That great, but that's
awesome.
That's 2 days before WrestleMania 2.
No way.
Wow. That's awesome.
Heck.
Yeah. And
so how long did you work for WWF?
I was free help for 16 months.
Free help. They didn't pay you.
I didn't charge them anything.
Oh wow.
Because you got to have the experience of doing that because it's something you love.
Time of my life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids can say, their mom was a fan of Ernie Ladd and Bruno Sammartino and Snuka and Hogan and Piper and Bob Orton and I'm picking up the phone. Go, yeah, Mom, hold on a minute. Hi, is Scotty's mom? Bruno Sammartino.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how old were you? How old were you at that time?
I was 17.
Wow.
17 years old working for WWF.
You guys remember this?
Yeah.
The old LJNs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Now, if you look kind of actually right in the middle, right? I got to find. Where the hell is my finger? There it is.
Oh,
See
yeah.
that guy right there with his hand on his chin?
Yeah.
That's me.
Wow.
And who's on the apron there? That's
Don Morocco.
Oh,
Don
that's Morocco. It's the same picture you just showed us. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's
cool.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got all the memories. I got all kinds of fun stuff from that time. Got to meet Vince and all the other guys. And
How did that meeting go? You don't mind me asking?
Who, Vince?
Yes.
Oh, it's great. Excuse me, I can't breathe. My sinuses are killing me.
It's all good.
We actually were at the Garden, and that is a union building, so I couldn't touch the ring. But I'm standing in the tunnel in the back, we always saw Hulk Hogan doing his shtick and whatever. And we're getting close to the main event, and I hear Vince literally screaming every obscenity you could possibly imagine in the locker room. And he's talking about flowers. He needs flowers. He needs flowers. I had never met the man, but I had helped out for a couple months at this point. And he comes out and he's screaming about flowers. I said, you need flowers. I'll get you flowers. And I tore down the hallway, and I knew there was a florist catty corner to the Garden on 33rd. I run over to the florist. I handed him $50. He throws flowers in my arms. I run back. I get there, hand them to Vince. He hands them to Hogan. And literally it was 10, 9, 8. I mean, that's how close they had cut it. The bit was Miss Elizabeth's in the ring with Mean Gene. They're doing a little interview thing. Hogan's going to come out, give her the flowers. Savage comes out. The flowers go everywhere, and it's on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So here I am. This happens. Hulk goes through the curtain. Randy goes through the curtain 45 seconds later. Everybody's good. Vince looks at me and he says, I have no idea who you are, but you do not leave my building until you talk to me. Okay. So I waited after the main event, whatever, and he sticks his head out of this one little office. Okay, you come here. And it's just me and Vince McMahon sitting with a little table between us, He's like, okay, who the hell are you? And I told him, hi, I'm Scotty. I'm helping. What are you doing here? I said, well, I was at an audition for the movie The Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long.
Yeah.
And Big John Studd was there auditioning for one of the movers. I said, so I met John, and, he gave me his number, and I ended up in this, whatever. And I said, well, I don't know if you've seen, now Christmas Story was nothing back then.
Right.
It meant zero. Okay. I said, I don't know if I said the movie I did that most everybody's seen is The Toy with Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason. And Vince goes, holy shit, you're the kid. And I said, yeah. Oh man, I love your movie. That's a great movie. My kids love that. Okay, fine. So now I'm friends with Vince. Okay, fine. So he's like, listen, you saved my main event. What would you like? I'm 17 years old. He's like, you want Hulk Hogan's boots? You want Andre the Giant's shorts? You want Piper's kilt? Anything you want, you can have it.
Wow.
And I said, Vince, that's great. I appreciate that. Can you just make sure Pat Patterson has my pass all the time so I can always get in the building?
That's amazing.
I asked him for nothing. And I gave him my number because, whatever. And then we had another little thing happen, which was great, and it was fun. Okay, good. And then the night after, I showed you the picture from the ring crew, and he called me up the night before WrestleMania 2 on Sunday. And I had just gotten home from Boston from working that show. I drove like 7.5 hours back to my house in New Jersey. And it was Vince in the middle of the day, and I am wiped out. And my dad's like, you need to take this phone call. It's Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So I go and I took the call. He's like, listen, I need you to work tomorrow's show in New York. Are you free? Sure. What's up? He's like, I'm understaffed. I've got New York, Chicago, and LA. I got somebody in LA to take care of this stuff. I got somebody in Chicago. I don't got nobody in New York. You're in the movies. You know what to do. Take care of all the celebrities. You give them their water, their food, all this, their dressing room stuff.
Right.
So I did it, and it was great. Cab Calloway, G. Gordon Liddy, Joan Rivers, Mr. T, Lou Duva, whatever. And I had a blast working the show.
That's amazing.
So cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
But never took a penny. It was not about money.
Huh.
Right. We're enjoying it. We're loving it.
Going to dinner with Hulk Hogan, going to dinners with Randy Savage and Elizabeth, hanging out with Piper, getting inducted into the group by Jim Neidhart. I mean,
how did that induction? What did they do to induct you into the group?
oh, he got me drunk as a skunk. we were in Virginia. The hell is the name of Richmond? We're doing a show in Richmond, and we're at the hotel after the show, and he gets me bombed. The next thing I knew, I mean, when I tell you bombed, I'm talking like passed out bombed.
Yeah.
The next thing I remembered was getting up the next morning. And I'm sure you all know the feeling when there's somebody laying in the bed beside you, behind you.
Yeah.
Well, that was the feeling. Now, I knew when I woke up, I had my own room. I paid for my own room. Now, who the hell is in the bed with me?
Hopefully, Miss Elizabeth.
I kind of, yeah, okay. Right. I rolled over, and there was a woman there who kind of was like the female version of Tugboat.
Oh.
I'm like, holy shit, what did I do?
So you got the ribs too.
Oh, I got the rib monstrous. So I as quiet as I could, throw my stuff back in my bag. I go out of my room. I go down the hall to Jim's room. I'm knocking on the door. Jim, open the door. Jim, wake up and open the door. And then I can hear him coming toward the door. And of course, he looks through the peephole. You could see it back then. And I hear, I'm like, Jim, open the door. He opens the door. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did, man. I said, I was drinking with you guys last night. The next thing I wake up in my underwear next to this chick who's,
got to bite your arm off.
Yeah, oh God. And he's like, dude, you were all over her. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he loaded up this whole thing. Oh, you're making a movie. You're sitting on her lap. You're kissing her. You're doing it. I didn't get mad at anybody. I didn't get pissed at anybody. I just said, I know better. I shouldn't be doing, I wasn't even old enough to drink, really. I mean, the boys just buying nice. So he let me hang for about 3 weeks. And then he realized I was never going to complain about what happened. And he pulls me aside at the Spectrum. He goes, listen, nothing happened, dude. You passed out. I threw you over my shoulder. I got the key from the front desk with your room. She needed a room. He goes, I put you in the bed and I undressed you. You were out cold. You didn't do nothing, whatever. Now you're one of the group. Okay.
That's a good rib. That's a good
That's
rib.
cool. Yeah.
He realized the fun was over once you just accepted it. So he's like, I might as well just tell him, right? That's amazing.
I didn't bitch and moan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because we knew you were a fan and we knew you had some interaction and stuff, but I didn't expect for them to, bring you into the group like that. That's cool that they were so accepting.
Yeah.
Again, they were all fans of mine, and the thing was I was still a regular person. I wasn't a stuck-up, snobbish Hollywood whatever. I was a kid from Jersey.
Yeah.
And I've always been that way. So
and a fan. You were a fan of wrestling that helped out too. So that was the cool part.
Oh yeah. I mean, what I did with them and being Roddy Piper's kid one night at one of the shows.
Oh, that's awesome.
Scott, did you take any of the wrestlers home to meet your mom? Because your mom was a big fan and hey,
Mom came a couple times.
Okay.
Oh no, she met almost everybody.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At one point or another. And then, later on I brought her to some of the shows, and she would sit there with Snook and with Heenan and Lou Albano. And, she had a blast. Hogan was one of those ones that I couldn't get the two connected because he was never out here at a show. The one time he was for Hulk Hogan's Celebrity Championship Wrestling, my problem was it was like an hour from my house. And they live about, my folks live about 10 minutes further from me. But I was going there at 10 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't getting home till almost midnight. And my mom was just at the age where she's like, honey, I just don't think I want to do a 10 or 12 hour day, whatever. Yeah. But it was right after that. There's a high, what do you call it? Like an upscale grocery store here.
Organic.
And mom's walking around. And who does she walk right into? Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He comes around one side, she goes the other, bang. Okay. He's like, oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. She looks up and she goes, I know who you are. He says, you do? She goes, yes. And you know my son.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Hogan's like, who's your son? My son, Scotty Schwartz. Well, he just big smile. Oh my God, your mom. And he bends down and gives my mom a bear hug and a kiss on the cheek and talked to my mom for 15 minutes and whatever, and then like 2 weeks later sent me a text message. Forgot to tell you, I met your mom. She's lovely.
That's awesome.
That's
That's
an awesome
great.
story.
So Scott, I have to ask, who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
I mean, truly, it's a tie.
Okay, that's
for
fine.
different reasons.
Mhm.
I mean, I love Piper
Oh,
because
Yeah.
Roddy, he could sell ice to an Eskimo.
nice.
I mean, you give him a mic, he was just that damn good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And character-wise, The Undertaker.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Undertaker, just the fact that they took him from the bullshit characters and they found this and just honed in on this character.
The greatest gimmick of all time.
And it
Yeah.
went through the changes over the whatever, but the original was the best, always the best, to me. And and Mark's a great guy, I mean, yes, he was friends with Randy and Miss Elizabeth, and I mean, they have a special place and all that. And I've gone to the cemetery and seen Liz a couple times, and it's just because I love them. They were just my friends,
That's
But
great.
Right.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
but
do you still
Piper-
watch? Do you still watch the product too?
Oh, I guess.
I
That's a
guess
yes.
not. Okay.
See, you're
Okay. Oh,
I'm
you're
with you,
on the
Scott.
same boat.
I'm with you.
characters, you
Mhm.
got to get me engaged.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't get engaged in caca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
We
like
feel the same.
The Fiend was a phenomenon.
Thank you.
Oh my
See,
God!
thank
Yes,
you. See?
absolutely right.
And they killed
Okay.
him multiple times. They killed Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt multiple times.
Braun Strowman was a great character, and they buried it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Roman Reigns is a decent character, but there's nothing to the character.
Yeah.
I miss the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, Wahoo McDaniel, Chief J Strongbow, Jesse the Body Ventura,
Yeah.
Rowdy Roddy Piper, Macho Man Randy. I mean, give me characters and I'll buy it and I'll have fun with it. It's funny because you actually, just before I came on the show, one of my friends sent me a little thing because I don't watch it all that often, whatever. And I guess the Crown Jewel's coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's Bobby Lashley and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love Bill. I just adore it. Bill's he's one of those guys. I love him. And Gage, I've known now, 7, 8 years, 9 years, whatever it's been. So I'm kind of seeing him. My buddy's like, yeah, Gage got in the ring. I'm like, oh, come on, really? So I saw what Lashley did and all this, and they're playing. So I was watching that right before I got on with you.
Oh, that's
yeah.
hilarious. That's
yeah,
awesome.
he put Bill's kid in that full Nelson, and I thought, oh my God, people are going to be complaining about that. But I didn't hear anything about having a young kid in a wrestling ring getting a maneuver put, and I figured I would.
Gage is not that young now. What is he, 16, 17?
Yeah, but I figured people would be complaining because a kid got in a ring, even though it was, who knows anymore.
No.
Now, they're not going to go. If it was a girl, they'd be all over it.
Yeah.
But it's a boy. Nah, they don't care. No.
So another
I
question.
want to see Gage just swap kick Lashley right in the nuts. I mean, I just think that would be a great bit to have him do.
Yeah. Well, he might get the opportunity someday. I think he's headed towards that path, but I could see him easily being. I mean,
gotta have Bill's dedication.
Yeah. I agree.
He is dedicated.
So, what was Mom's favorite wrestler?
Oh Jesus, she was like Bruno Sammartino and back.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, we watched, the beginnings of Hulkamania and Bob Backlund, and in before that, the Ernie Lads. My grandfather, every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, whatever it was, they had wrestling at the Garden at least once a month, if not more than that. And he would cut out of the daily news the wrestling results from the night before. I have a couple of them somewhere.
Yeah.
Just somehow I never tossed them. It's just more shit that I don't need to have, but I keep it anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how this crazy thing, wrestling can have a bond like that. Like my mom was the same way. we were all diehards wrestling for as long as we can remember. And my mom got into it. And there's some memories that me and my mom shared from wrestling that I'll never forget, you know?
Oh, watching my mom hug and get a kiss on the cheek from Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
And Bobby Heenan. And, oh, God. Well, here you go. It was my mom's 70th birthday, okay? And they have a show out here in California called The Hollywood Show. It's kind of a, pop culture meet and greet, whatever. And Piper's going to be there.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh, this is cool, whatever. So I get my mom a cake. She knows nothing about it. It's all going to be a surprise. So I go over to Roddy. I said, listen, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to take the cake over to where my mom is sitting. Come over. Everybody's going to sing happy birthday. He says, forget that shit. You come over here. You bring it over here. Bring your mother over here. And she had talked to Roddy already, whatever. And she's talking to Roddy, and I bring the cake over, and Roddy starts it. Listen, we understand today's a big day here. Happy birthday. And Roddy Piper is singing my mom's 70th birthday.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
Mom's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You had an amazing connection with all them.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in contact with anybody still to this day? Do you? Yeah. That's awesome. Ever think about trying to be a writer or something like that for them?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't. With what they're doing now with this 5 hours a week of television, and even AEW, we haven't talked about it all either. I'm really trying because I know some of the guys there now. I'm actually Jesus. What's today? Today's Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, they're Saturday. They're on this Saturday.
Well, no, I know, but
Friday.
I was supposed to send Miro a text message yesterday, and I forgot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a hot scoop on this show. Oh,
Rusev and Lana or Miro, whatever.
Yeah.
They're friends, so they're down there. Justin Roberts is a friend. He's the announcer. Jake the Snake. Some of the other guys have gone down there. I mean, listen, it would be fun.
Do you like that product? Do you like that product, Scott?
I'm trying.
Okay. See, we love it.
See, for me, you got to get me engaged. You got to give me something to love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different watch than WWE. It's kind of a different animal. Like what they emphasize in their show and
sports entertainment and one's wrestling. The sports entertainment aspect catches the more casual fans. But
I'm
trying. I am trying.
Well, nothing is good like the old days. The old days with Piper and Hogan. Like I've always been a huge Piper mark my entire life. And that's what got me into loving wrestling anyway. The first Piper's Pit when he bashed, I was a little kid. I was 12. Yes, exactly. And when I met Piper, I waited 2 hours in line to meet one of my idols. And all three of us been in the independent wrestling business for many years, but just to meet him and the aura of Piper was something that I'll never forget. And he was very kind. He was kind to my nephews and he had like something about him. So, and that's
Roddy
awesome that
he was a great dude. We would talk more or less once a month. If I saw him, I saw him. If I didn't, I didn't. But I would give him a call and leave a message. Hey, it's me, blah, blah, blah. And he'd call me back, whatever. When he was here in town, he was doing the Love Boat. 1 year he called me up. Hey, you got to come down here. I'm bored out of my mind, dude. Just come down, please. Come down to Long Beach. Okay, fine. He was a good man.
Yeah. I love all his stuff. I just saw Frog. Was it Frogtown? Hell has come to Frogtown. I've never seen it before. I just saw it a couple months ago. It was great. It was great. It was a cult classic.
It's not They Live.
No,
but it's okay.
No, They Live is that's the one. That's the best to me. That's the best fight scene in any movie because
him and Keith David. It's great.
Yeah.
Well,
you have so many stories.
I got a few things he signed for me. What picture here and everything.
Right.
But they did the box thing of the Piper's Pit, where they had like the fake Piper's Pit toy and whatever. And
I have that downstairs in a box. I have that too. Sorry.
Really?
Yes, I do. Never opened.
Mine signed to my son Scotty.
Well, you.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Good for
That's
you.
great.
Yeah. When they bury me, throw it in the box because nobody else is going to give a shit other than me.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Well, Scott, I did not expect to be talking baseball and wrestling with you. This is amazing. So that's fantastic.
Dude, I love it. It's what's fun.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Well, we wanted to give you something else to talk about. And of course, we do want to get into some of the Christmas story stuff, but we wanted to give you something else to talk about other than the usual.
Actually, hold on. I got to grab something.
Sure.
You guys will like this.
Okay. Yeah. No
All
worries.
right.
I do have it right here.
Is that his headrest? That's a big ass headrest, ladies and gentlemen. Here.
Oh, what do we got?
Another envelope.
Top secret.
Oh my God!
Oh my! You're kidding me.
Wow. That is awesome.
No way.
That's awesome.
You have to tell the story now. How did this happen? Oh wow. Okay.
Oh.
My goodness.
Wow.
Scott, you blew my mind tonight, man.
This is one of my prized possessions. I had left the East Coast in 90. Okay. So that's I mean, or at 87 the first time. So I was done with WWF, you know, with all that, but I was still friendly with a few of the guys, whatever. We talked a little bit here and there. And Mark Yeaton, who was the timekeeper at the Bell or whatever, he and I, once with Facebook started, we kind of reconnected and whatever. And oh my God. And in 14, I went, Lawler took me to SummerSlam and I rehooked up with Tony Chimmel and Mark Yeaton, who were my guys. They were my ring guys way back when.
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
And I went out to Mark's house in Pennsylvania and we hung out for a couple days, whatever. And I bought some stuff from him. Okay, fine. And then it was the following year, I had to go to York, Pennsylvania to do a signing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like one of those triangles. You know, I'm coming from over here. He's over there, but we can meet over here. And then I can drive down, whatever. And it was Christmas time, holiday time. And he wanted some stuff for, you know, a couple of friends, the Christmas story stuff for friends and whatever. I don't care. I gave him something. And he says, well, I got something for you. And I know you'll appreciate it. And he handed me the envelope. And I already knew what it was. Didn't even have to open it up. I said, is this what I think it is? And he goes, yeah, it could be. You might have to open it up. And I'm like, all right. And then I got to the second envelope. Then I really knew what it was. And, you know, he handed it to me. And I pretty much, you'll excuse my French, I lost my shit. And I was crying and just emotional. I mean, they were my friends. I'm emotionally invested in people I care for. And they were.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like I said, you know, I've been to see Liz 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to go to Kentucky. So actually, is it in here? I didn't put it in here. Steve Taylor, the photographer from WWF, he gave me this as a gift.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's his
awesome.
11 by 14 off his wall in his office. So he gave me that. And then let me see if you can see my wall there. See kind of like right there.
I see the Mega Powers.
Mega Powers, yeah.
Bingo.
Wow.
Yeah, those were 2 things he gave me as a gift. And he says, I'd really prefer you not sell them. I'm like, forget it. They ain't sold. What are you, nuts?
Yeah.
When she goes into the Hall of Fame, will you be there?
Who? Randy went in? Or
No. When Miss Elizabeth eventually gets in, will you go?
I don't know if the family's going to let it happen.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know. I just figured I'd ask.
Well, rephrase that. Would you, if she would have,
if she goes in, would you go? Being a friend?
Most likely, I probably wouldn't miss it for the world.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there when Randy went in.
Oh, okay.
And again, it's just because of situations, whatever. I'm in the back and I'm waiting for Jerry Lawler to bring me my tickets and whatever. And Leap and Lanny comes over and he's like, great, you're here. I need your help. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you're the actor, dude. I got to read you my speech. You got to tell me how to do this. I got to work it. You're the actor. So Lanny actually read me the speech for Randy in the back beforehand.
Yeah.
And I was 90% emotional wreck. 10% of me is keeping it together to give him some good pointers and all that stuff. And every pocket, my pants pocket, my back pocket, my shirt pocket, my jacket pocket, I Kleenex in every pocket.
Yep.
You know, oh God, that wasn't Snooka's family. It was, oh Jesus, it just got out of my head. But I mean, literally, people around me were like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
because I was just,
it's understandable. It's understandable.
Coming out. It was all coming out of me.
It's the stories that you told us tonight on the Triple B Experience are just great and heartfelt, and it's something we knew, but we didn't know it was that extreme. Like that
this
is
much of a connection.
Yeah.
And
you're still friends with some of the guys, and it's awesome, and you still love it.
I have open door policy to Hogan's. He's like, dude, if you're in Tampa, you just come to my house.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Incredible.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Come to the house. I'm like, okay.
I saw him one time, and that's when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw him twice.
You've seen him.
I saw him twice.
I think we saw him when he tagged with Edge.
Yeah. I never met him, but I've met a lot of the guys, like Piper and Goldberg, and I mean
No, but that's amazing, Scott. I had no idea.
I didn't either.
No idea. But yeah, so I guess we should get into the Christmas story a little bit here, and then Oh wow!
Yeah.
My goodness!
Wow!
Huh?
Scott, this would be just further away, but I've gone and you clean the stone and you stand there and you talk to her, and
right?
You share what's going on, and you tell them you miss them and you love them, and that's what you can do.
Yeah.
Paying respects.
Yeah, sad story. I'm sure a lot of that broke your heart, not only with the passing of them both, but But
when Liz went, I was a 3-month wreck. Every day I was just losing, and I mean, listen, I'm 53 years old, guys. I'm a big enough man to tell you, my emotions were on my sleeve.
There's nothing wrong with that. I am the same way. I'm 50, so
all I kept thinking about is she's too young. She's too young. There's just no way. She's just too young. And then you find out everything that happened and all that. And then you get angry, But I mean, it was 3 months of just, all of a sudden I've been driving the car, and all of a sudden I'll just start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can answer this or not answer this, but what are your thoughts on Lex Luger?
Piece of shit.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
No.
There's a thing in life called karma, you see. And the good Lord above understands. And the position he's in now is a direct result of what he's done in his life. You're a good person. Good things happen. You're a piece of shit. Yeah, thank you. You're going to be in a chair for the next. I don't want Lex to die.
Yeah, right.
He should stay in that chair another 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
Let him live. Let him go places and be reborn. And I don't get whatever. I've had many chances, many opportunities to meet him. And the guys are like, "Hey, you want to come?" No.
Yeah.
Have you met him?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Now, I mean, honestly, it's like I know me, and I just let it fly. And it's like, oh, well, actually, Scotty was in the Toy and Christmas Story and all this shit, and he's going to be like this nice guy, da-da-da. And I'm just going to look at him and say, listen, you piece of fucking shit. If not for you, somebody would still be here that I loved and cared about. Now, what am I supposed to do? Be a fan?
Right.
I'm supposed to be nice to you? No.
Yeah.
That's not me. That's
right. It's not how it works. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we appreciate your honesty because, like I said, you could have deferred the question and not answered it. So that's awesome.
I told you. You ask, you're going to get an answer.